Okay, everybody, I'm back. You're going to have to put up with this being here. That was the whole reason we switched it over to the other side so it wouldn't be in the way. But y'all are watching my project. You're not looking at me. You're watching this. So, it's kind of cumbersome back here, and I'm still trying to figure this out. Apologies. It is what it is. It's real life, and it's real life trying to figure out going live in tight spaces. It's a very, very, very tight space back here. So the whole purpose of going live during the shop hours was so that I could have a little bit more family time instead of going live after the shop closed. It was getting to, hi Lindy, hello again. Thanks for joining me. So that was the whole purpose of doing this during changing the hours and trying to find some space for me to not be here so many long hours. And so we have slowly, through the years that we've been here, been able to reduce the time that we spend here after hours. And it's been good. It's been good. This was another way I thought might be able to help reduce that. So today we're just going to deal with the technology here, and before next week I am I'm gonna have to figure this out again. Oh well. So let me show you the fun little shaker card that I created for my grandson. And this is another thing I'm gonna have to get used to, is the fact that my space is all the way over here. So this fun little shaker card, we're going to recreate this, but we're going to do it in different colors. And I'm going to kind of show you how I came up with this. I will tell you that this inspiration, there's a lot going on in this card, but it is definitely a celebratory card. It screams celebration. And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do something that was just all out, all the way over the top, saying, I'm proud of you, you made it, that sort of thing. It even goes on into the inside, and it says, all the best on your next big thing. So I'll kind of show you, I'm going to walk you through this. There's a lot of steps involved in this, so we're just going to get going straight away. I'm not going to really talk a lot about products, but I did want to, before I start, this card was inspired by one of the design members over at Lawn Fawn, and I forgot to write down the name of the person, but it is actually one of the pictures that I grabbed on the Yay dies. If you go to my website and you see the Yay dies, I did grab that photo, and it says on there who the design team member is, and I can give acknowledgement if I remember to do it. I'll try to remember to give the acknowledgement to the design team member. Doesn't look exactly like this, but the inspiration came from that card. It actually had one of the animals that this goes with, because the graduation dies are over here. These grad dies, they're everywhere but where I'm looking. Here they are. So these are the Build-A-Critter accessories. And so there's a critter that goes inside this. But the way I created this was, you know, an 18-year-old boy may not want the critter in there. Some might, but my 18-year-old grandson won't want that in there. So I actually extended the gown out because it's so small that it goes in the critter. It makes it look like it's a shirt. So I did have a little technique that I used to extend the gown out. So I will kind of show you how I did that. Okay. All of that being said, let's do the background. So this background is created, I took a 6x6 sheet of paper, and so I hope I didn't lose people. I hope I didn't lose anybody. I probably did. That's okay. I understand. We're going to take a 6x6 sheet of paper, and I am actually going to do it. Do I want to do it there? I think I will. I think I'm going to pull out my, you know what, never mind. I have it right here. I'm not going to drag all that out for no reason. So I'm going to pull out this sticky mat. My stencil is actually 6 by 6. And I am going to have to tape it down. But that's okay. My paper will be stuck in place with this sticky mat. So I'll kind of show you, there's a different look on each one of these. I may ditch the chair, you guys, and stand up. So there's a number of different looks that you can get with these stencils, and I have picked out these 2 stencils to work with, but as you can see, this is the bunch of balloons stencil from Concord and 9th. All right, so we're gonna work with these 2 stencils in here. I'm gonna tape them down. And we're going to use my favorite color, which is, can you guess? We're gonna actually use some purple. I am gonna go with Park Hill South colors today. Shout out to anybody in the area that, I've already got a sample of a card in my store that's using our Platte City colors. And I forgot to pull that in here to kind of show people. I still have my spirit for Platte City colors. That was the first grade card sample I made this year. And it is sitting next to that product from Better Press. I think this is good. We're not going to go anywhere with it looking like this. I don't think. Yeah, that's got it. Okay. So I'm going to take my Grape Crush. And we're going to go for it. We're going to get this background out of the way. And I'm just going to go at it. Take a dive. And I'm going to make this really purple. Before I forget, this is my purple. I stamped it at home to make sure that it worked, and it will work. It's gonna work. Okay, so let's go. Let's dive in and start these balloons. How fun is this? So I'm going to do another set of balloons, and they're going to be in black. And so we're going to have the black and purple balloons. And basically, we're going to have zero waste from this. W-A-S-T-E. So while I'm doing this repetitive task here, I want to talk to you about what happened last week. If anybody is looking for the video, I did take the video down. I was not feeling well last week. I should have been absolutely honest and transparent with you. I had a very bad migraine, and I actually had been struggling with migraines all last week. And so I had what was called a post-drone migraine, and I was still reeling from the migraine and having difficulty concentrating and all the 9 yards. And the cabinet that I did, actually, you didn't have to do all the fancy schmancy things to it that I did. So just being honest and transparent, the only thing that needed to be done were those windows. But I actually ended up liking the fact that the inside of the cabinet got a different look. So I thought that was a good thing that came from it. So anyway, I cannot see very well. If I don't catch the chat, you'll know that that's the reason I'm not catching the chat, is because I cannot see that far away very well. Anyway, okay, folks. There we go. Now we've got it. Getting a good, I should have inked this up. I probably have some re-ink, or I can probably re-ink it. Now, so cute. I do love that. All right, let's do the black. Some of these balloons are going to kind of look like they've got some shading in them. Make sure I get that all covered. Get them all? We got them all. And the nice part about the sticky mat is that the tape isn't going to come up because this is not as easy to stick to. All right. I have ink all over my tape, which means I'm going to have ink all over my hands. That's not fun. Let's do this. Okay. I need wipes. Stat. And I'm not going to really worry about that's the whole reason I did the purple first, is so that when I go back over this with the black, it's not going to matter that those edges don't need to be cleaned up. So here is our second stencil. I'm not using that ink. It will not clean off very well from my stencil. So we are going to use Memento, which will clean off easier from our stencil. And I pulled out, what did I do with you? Pulled out my brush, and the brush is now gone. There it is. Okay. Let's do this. I am going to stand up so I can see that I've lined this up well. This is a very forgiving stencil, so you don't have to be perfect with lining it up. It's very forgiving because, as you can see, there's not really too much to line up. And let's see. Just those edges. These edges you don't want to. There we go. Bring that over. I think we have it now. Yay. See that? That needs to be shored up. Just looking it over. I'm going to do the corner here. Corner here. And let's just do this side. Okay, we're good. Let's go. Let's do this. I actually am a little bit more comfortable standing up than sitting in that chair, to be honest with you. Sorry about the light and the shadow, the brightness. Hey, John. Yep, I don't know if you saw, but he was in here earlier. I had to switch it around. Everything was upside down with it over there on the other side. And I know that. I don't know why. I listened. I got lots of, I got a little bit of experience behind me. I kind of already know that that camera has to be over here. I don't know why I caved. But that's okay. You live and you learn. I do want my black balloons to be dark because I do want them to kind of be the balloons that kind of look like they're in the forefront. So that's why we're doing that. It did not fall down. It was upside down. When the camera is over on this side, it's upside down. And shame on me because I knew that. Here we go. Our background is almost finished. I am going to let the ink get good and dry. And once the ink is dry, we'll come back to the background. But I'm going to start assembling our pieces while we set this aside, just for the sake of, and also the other reason I'm using Memento ink is because the VersaFine Clear takes longer to dry. So I do recommend, I would not recommend, this is just me. You can use whatever ink you want, and if it doesn't bother you, it's whatever. But the Catherine Pooler Midnight ink will stain. It bugs me, so I that's why I opted for the Memento. And there it is. Whoops, we missed a spot up here. I do want to keep it, and here's why. I want to put a pocket up there. I want to use my leftover pieces for a pocket, and I do want that. There we go. Okay. And there it is. How fun is that? Ah, I love it. Okay. Yep. Yeah, we will be using this, so I do need to clean it off. All right. Oh, I'm a mess. It's a good thing I'm wearing a shirt that has all kinds of colors in it, so it won't show. All right. Back into the step apparatus you go. All right. We have one messy task down. So, let that dry. Set that here. And thank you. I'm looking over here to see my comments. Hey, dude. Hey, dudette. Thank you. Thanks, Lindy. Yeah, that purple and black is just really, really pretty. I really like that a lot. We will use this ink again, the Great Crush. So let's go to all the bits and pieces that I have prepped to, everything's ready to go in here. So we're just going to kind of empty these things out. I'm going to go to this side so we don't get the sticky on our stuff when we empty it. There it is. Got lots of bits. Lots of bits that need to go together. This is going to need to be stamped. And I today have chosen to do this in my Stamparatus for quick purposes, but you can still stamp your lines. I'll show the sample again. You can still stamp your lines from this little piece of notebook paper. You can still do this in a MISTI. It might take a little bit of creativity to do it inside the stamp wheel. Not saying you can't, but it might be a little bit of a challenge. But for quick purposes, we will be doing this in a Stamparatus, the Stampin' Up! Product, a Stamparatus. It's no longer being sold. I do believe it would be a great, one of the new Catherine Pooler products that's being released would be a great product to use for this technique. So very excited about that. I still am undecided on whether or not we're going to sell it here in the shop. I'm limited on space. But a really cool tool, and I cannot think of what it's called. If anybody out there knows what it's called, it's a really, really cool little thing. All right. It's a Sizzix collaboration. Here we go. What shall we do first? Let's do, this is my template. So these are all of our little bits and pieces. This is for that, and that. Get my thoughts together. These are all the later things that need to be done. We'll do the diploma. We'll do the graduation. This is for the other part of the gown. This is later and later. We'll do that now. We'll do this. And okay, I think we're settled, folks. We need this for the diploma. All right. Looks good. So, first things first, I am going to show you how I got this filled in here. I used the remaining piece that was left from die cutting, and I inlaid it into the V. So what you need to do that is you're going to need to cut just a strip, a strip from anything here. And you're going to, and I may have to trim it down. It might be too long. But I'm just going to put a strip across here so that it has something to attach to. I'll show you here. So just putting that strip across the V. It's slightly too big, so we'll trim it. Just a scrap piece will work. I gotta remember. Okay. And there we go. There it is. Just something to give it to hold to. Right there. And now I'm just going to take the V and I'm just going to cut it right on out. And then we'll trim it. So we'll put glue right here. And then whatever is left, now you see that that fits right in there. How nice that looks. We'll let it dry. Let it, yep, it's inlaid in there. I got a little bit of glue. I may switch out glue. I'll be switching back and forth between the two. That was a recently filled one. So we'll let that dry. Next, we will put on the sleeves to the gown. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to trim that. I'm just going to make that just a trim right on over to the other side. And to me, that looks fine. We're going to put this on. And this piece, it still might be needing to be trimmed just a smidger. There we go. So the nice part about this part is that if you can see here, there's slits there, and you actually tuck that behind just like so, and it just lays on there really, really nice. And you can just adjust that the way you want it to look. Come over to the other side. Come over to the other side. Oopsie, it's getting hooked up. There we go. Nice. Okay, now we've got it. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back here and I'm just going to lift this up and put some glue in there and let it down. Let it catch right there. And then I'll put some glue on the other side. I'm sorry to all the people that we lost and you had to come back. Just took a little readjustment. All right, I think I have a bit much glue on one side. And I'm moving them over just a little bit. That's the nice part about liquid glue. You have wiggle room. And there it is. So when we lay this down, when we're ready to lay this out, I will cut off a piece from this other one right here, and I will tuck it accordingly, and I'll show you that here later. All right, that can go. And that can go. And you can go. So now what we have left are the sleeves. And we're just going to pop those right there, kind of behind like that. So I'm just going to take some glue and bring it down the side here just a bit, not much. And bring it in accordingly. Like so. That looks good. Same with the other on the right side. Oh, where's my other one? There it is. I did take a white gel pen to this project, and I may not have time to do that live, but I just want to let you know I did take the white gel pen to it. I will tell you there's a lot going on. On the balloons, I really like it. I think I might refrain from doing it on anything else but the balloons. I do like it on the balloons. I think it looks really cool for that. But anything else, I think I'm going to not do it on this one. Okay, let's get this going. Just a little smidger of glue. And voila. There it is. Okay, there's that. Now we're going to do the diploma. And so this part, this goes to the left. So this basically just makes it look like it's tied around, which is kind of cool. So I'm just going to put a smidge of glue right here in the center and just kind of fit that on accordingly. Okay, that's done. I'm going to set these aside because now we are ready to cut down our panel here. And our panel is going to be landscape. So we want it to be 5.5 across. So I'm just, I'm taking off just a smidge here from this edge. That's 5 3/4. Yeah, I might do 5 3/4 off this side and then go to 5.5 on the other. There we go. So this is going to be 5.5 on the landscape side. Now, because, yep, I'm going to go ahead and just take off a smidge here from the bottom. What happened here? I have them stuck. There it is. Whew. I was like, what happened here? So here we go. Taking a little smidgen off. And then I'm going to go to 4 1/4. I'll take this smidgen off too. Oh, I know what it is. If I go too high, it gets stuck there. Now I'm going to go to 4 1/4 right here. And this will be the strip that we use on the inside of the card for the pocket where you put the money. Because it's all about the money, honey. All right. Now we can take our die and we are going to actually, yep, this is my next step. My next step is to stamp this because I am going to adhere this down, and then we're going to do our die cutting for our little shaker window. So let's do that next. And I'm going to pop this in here. For those of you who are in Stampin' Up! Land, you may not know this, but this little mat right here is really, really nice. It fits nice inside. It's the, gosh, is this the 7.5 by, this is for the regular ultra sticky matte stamp wheel. This is for the regular size stamp wheel. I think 7.5 by 7.5. Is that what it is? It fits perfectly in here into your Stamparatus. Just an FYI. It keeps it nice and gripped. Oh, you guys, I may have been not so wise. Oof. Boy, I got lucky. Okay. Let's move you out of the way. Otherwise, you're going to mess up my project. All right. So the first thing here, I'm going to pop this in here. Bring this up so you can see a little bit better. I'm going to pop this in here. And like I said, the new Catherine Pooler tool will be, you would be able to do that with it. I don't have my hands on it yet. And I'm not, like I said, I haven't decided whether I'm going to get my hands on it. So you're just, and I need to stand up because I can't see very well. So you're just going to kind of make your lines, and I'm going to line it up with, to make it straight, I'm going to line it up at the bottom here. So what you want to do is get it just a smidgen out from the, your dotted line. It is etched, your etched, stitched line. That's what I was trying to think of. So I'm going to take some VersaFine Clear and I'm going to stamp this. And we're going to go up with it. Do I have it down there? I do. Okay. I didn't get it very well over here. Okay. Reinforce that. It's not stamping so well. I may just trim that off because I don't like that hanging edge anyway. So that I'm not going to get too upset about that. There we go. Okay, let's bring it up. I just took it up one step. It should be even. I lined it up even with the bottom of the page here, so fingers crossed. Yep. I'll tell you what's going on, guys. I can't see this bottom line very well, and it's tricking me. And it's stamping just fine. So there we go. Plus, perfection actually isn't really, there's a lot going over this. So we would be able to cover any imperfections. But we all know that notebook paper isn't perfect anyway, right? So here is this. And then we'll go one more time after this. Let's go up. There it is. I'll probably trim off that top as well. And I think it looks great. I did trim this down, by the way, just to let you know. So now I can kind of talk to you about this stamp and die set. So the die, notebook dies, comes from Sunny Studios Notebook Tabs. It's got these cool tabs you can use on it as well. Just kind of show you from one of these here. I didn't do my pink line on this one, but you know, your regular notebook paper isn't perfect. So this is the die, and the stamps, I'll pop those back out here one more time. These are the Sunny Studios, and these are called A Cut Above, and they kind of coordinate with that set really nicely. We do have those in the shop. Okay. I'm going to start my clean off spot. Let's see. The nice thing about these mats is that you can get them out, get your stuff off. You pull out your, there we go, without bending them everywhere. I was kind of worried about those edge pieces. I didn't want to get them too messed up. So cleaning that off, cleans up nicely. All right, let's cut that, glue it down, and get our shaker going. So we're just going to cut the smidgen off the bottom and a smidgen off the top. I don't want to smear that. My hands are dirty. Oof. I am the worst about dirty hands when it comes to crafting. Okay, just that smidgen. And just another smidgen. Yep, bring that up. There we go. Whoops, yeah. Rescued. Okay. So we'll put this on at an angle. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect. You don't want too much glue. I used my thinner cardstock for stamping. I'm just gonna make a little dot. Definitely need some there. we are. Bring that over. Fun, very fun. Now let's take our yay. These are the yay dies. These are Lawn Fawn, the giant outlined yay. And we want the full yay, not the inlay yay. And say that fast 10 times. The inlay yay. All right. So I'm going to bring that about right here. Yeah, that's about where I had it. We will tape that down. I'm going to use a different tape though. One sec while I get this tape rolling. Stand up again. Make sure it's straight. Going to need the bigger die cut machine. It's gonna get a little loud and clunky in here, folks. Stuff is gonna slide and fall. And here we go. Plates. Here they are. Yay. Is that going to be the word for the day? Yay. Thinking that's it for die cutting. I can put that away. Yay. So now everything is cut out. Let's stick this here. Put this out of the way. Okay, now let's create our shaker window. So the next step after this, we've got to, the bits and pieces that come out of this are not, they're not important. And one of the things that I did on this card that I won't do on this one is put this little middle piece in here. I thought about pulling those out. It's a thought. It's the only thing that I'm probably going to poll you on today as to whether or not you think I should pull out, like trim it off, and get it out of the way. And I think you'll probably be able to decide here once I get this off. based on how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. Should this come out? My thoughts are that it might make the notebook look funny, but it's already cut out and there's no continuation. I think your brain already does that. And most of that came off anyway, so it's just the balloons. So, interesting. Yeah, it came off with the Y. Because I didn't die cut as far over into that as I did on this one. Interesting. So, I think I might just leave it in there. I think I will. It was the notebook part that kind of bugged me a little bit. I don't know why, but it did. So, I think I'm going to leave it, but I'm not going to fill in the A. Okay. So now we're going to get our acetate out. And I picked it up with, I left a, so putting the washi tape on helped me to actually get that peeled off, and now I can do that on the other side as well. So pop that on, pull off the acetate, maybe, there it goes. That's a nice way to get your acetate off. Use that double-sided tape. So I'm going to put this down here on this surface. I am going to try really hard to keep my acetate clean. This little work surface gets all kinds of little paper bits on it. It gets really messy. So I'm just coming around the edges of this. I am going to come in just a smidge, being careful with the glue. I will come in here and pick that up. I think I'm going to just go a little light on the glue there. And that's it. Get this down. I have a measurement for the acetate. It is 3, so 3 by 2 1/4. That's the exact size you need for that. And I've already got glue where I shouldn't have glue. How did that happen? But thankfully we have Barely Art glue and it's going to wipe right off. Perfect. Okay. The next thing we're going to do get this. I'm going to actually put this down for my surface to keep it clean. We're going to inlay the yay. And here is what you need to do. So you need the outlined part to inlay it in here so you know where your pieces will go. So what I am doing is I'm taking my tape and I'm just going to tape it on the outside. Just tape it down and kind of tape it up here and down here, just out on the outer edges. And I may do it here. It might be a little bit easier. And then I think we're good. So just taping that down. And I'm going to stand up. And I'm going to go in there as carefully as I can with my letters. So I'm going to start with my Y. Not too much glue. Just going to go just as light. And I may even tap it before I put it on so that I don't get any oozing. You'll notice I am touching the glue, but I might just like tap it so that we don't have too much glue and have oozing going on. So I'm going in here to fill it in. Using my template. Come on, stay down. There we go. So there's two reasons why you don't want too much glue. First reason, your template will not come up. It'll stick to your template. Second reason, you'll have glue that is ugly and oozes everywhere. So those are the two reasons that you don't want that happening. All right. So we definitely need to take care of that. And I'm going to take it and just tap it on the back of my hand so I don't get more glue on my hands because I've already got enough. And now we're going to press that down. I have too much glue, so what do? I just wipe it. All right. Get some glue off my hands. Wipe it on my jeans. And next we have another Y. I love these colors. And the shaker bits, oh my goodness. I'm excited about the shaker bits. So after this, we do our shaker. This is the step before the shaker. There we go. Hold that down. Now we have this that needs to go in there. So I'm going to pop this in. This also needs to be inlaid as a template. It's not fitting very well. I'll hold that in there. Come on. There. So I'm just going to take a dot of glue. That's too much. I don't know how that happened. Scrap piece of paper. I'm going to go in there and dab it out. Now we should be good. There. Last one. Hip hip. Hooray. Who's leaving me? All right, bye, hun. Thanks for joining me. Yeah, it's a long project. It's a little bit on the long side today. Okay. And there it is. Whew. So now we pull out our template. And we'll be using this tape again. See, our little dot is in the right place. See, I've already got glue everywhere, you guys. I'm so sorry. It's the story of my life. I didn't have that problem when I was making this one because the desk area that I was using is way cleaner than this. So now we pull up our template and everything should be in there. As long as we didn't use too much glue to ooze, we should be safe. Now see, I've got a problem with this Y. We may have to go back in and rescue it. But I think we're going to be okay. The next step that I follow is to just double check everything. Make sure it's in there really good. This would be where I would just kind of like tap it, make sure it's good and secure. And I am going to clean it. Take a cloth and kind of wipe it out. The glue. All right, so now, how do I get this lined up on the other side? Well, here's the little hack. When I cut out this part, I cut this out with the yay so that I could use it as a template. And then I got all my little leftover bits from the inside. I took this and I went to this side and I lined it up. And now we're going to create a spot where we tape it down just in a couple of places. So I'm just going to tape it here with some really low tack tape. We don't want it to shift. We want to make sure that it is in place. Hold that down. And we want to hold this down. And this is how we know where to put our tape. And we can create a well with it. So now I need a card base. And I'm going to put some double-sided tape, removable tape here. Yeah, this is my removable. So I'm going to put some here, here, put some down over here, just so that it will stick. Come on. When I press it down, there we go. And let's go over here. Let's do that. Okay. So now I'm going to line it up. And it should release fairly easy. So I'm going to press it down on these edges. You need to get the tape. There's some sticky tape on there. And I went like this, and I just kind of went in here with my hand, wherever that tape was, and helped it to release from the tape. Let it go. And then we're going to take that tape out, and we're going to tape it down and hold it in place, actually, to the other side. We're going to tape it right here instead, because the next step is to put our wide tape So we're going to look at it and make sure it works. And you can't see anything on the other, except for the tape on the other side. I'm going to clean this out really good. we do have glue over here, which I do not understand. But that's okay, because we have lots and lots of, oh, I got my adhesive smeared. Forgot that adhesive was on there. Oh well. Got lots going on. You won't be able to see that. Okay. So now we know where to put our well, which is where we're going to go next. We're taking this. This is the Altenew. This is the thickest one we have. And we're going to make sure that our well is good and closed. So we're going to go around this spot. Right here. Now, I'm going to tell you something. You're not going to have this issue here, because I'm going to have to use some thinner tape. I can pull that up and I should be okay, but I'm just going to use some my thinner tape. Where is that? I could just cut it down too. What did I do with it? Not sure where it's at. So now we have a well. You don't want to tape it to the template though. You want to be able to get your template out. And we'll use that in a jiffy. So I just want it on the inside. I could do it on the outside. I just don't want my okay. I have a skinnier tape that would work there. I don't know, what did I do with it? Huh. Oh, it's not in there. Okay, I'll just cut a piece off. Is that gonna, let's give this a whirl. You want to make sure that everything is secure and fits inside of each other, that you don't have any escape route for your bits and pieces. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to straighten that out and I think we'll be okay. I'm going to put turn it to this side. I'm going to fit this back in here just to make sure that I'm going to be safe and that my tape isn't going to show. And I think I am going to be okay. Let's go this way. I might need to trim that a little. If I had moved it over a little bit more, like I did last time, I wouldn't have had this issue. But that's okay. I'm trimming it down to make it fit. So we're coming all the way to the edge here. is going to fit on the inside. I'll just have to trim it out, making it flush with, yep, we did it. Now let's double check. I think I do need to trim my card base a little though, just a smidge. It'll be fine. I think it's gonna be good. Okay. All right, now let's put our shaker bits in there. What did I do with them? Moved them. I did. So we have, these are from Trinity Stamps. These are the grape colored sparkle spots, and I am in love with them, and they're very yummy. It's probably what I want the most of. So I went a little more conservative with my shaker elements on this than I could have gone a little bit more. So I'm going to do a little bit more on this one. Although there is a lot going on the card. These are the holographic silver spots. So we'll kind of break up that purple with these. And then I have these Motor City Sequin Mix by Catherine Pooler. And they have just the perfect mix of silver, grayish, black, and stars, which are perfect for graduation. So they are going into this mix. I love this a lot. And I don't know why I just dumped my shaker bits in here so quickly, because I'll probably add some more purple in there because we got a lot of, because I still need to put, I got so excited about the shaker bits, y'all. But that's okay. I just have to be careful. As long as nothing's peeled off, we're safe. They might go flying, but that's neither here nor there. Let's take that off. The reason we need to put this on is so that we have the even distance across the card. So I'm going to go ahead and pull off some of this so that we can just work like that. I think I have, yes, we are good. I can just do a strip across here, cut that down. Now we have some leftovers that we can use. We can pop all those inside of here, just like so. We have these. I love my dimension. Did I mention? I love dimension. I think that should do it. And we are good. All right. So now we're ready. I am going to add a little bit more purple. And I think we're good. Yay! There's a lot in there. Let's close this up so we don't have a mess. Okay. So there's how that looks. I'm going to put some glue. I'm going to peel up, and then I'm going to put some glue so that I have some wiggle room when it comes time for the, I don't want this slick piece behind me because I want to be able to hold it still. I think I am ready. This is as good as it's going to get. It's going to be good. Okay, it's fine. I have to tell myself that all the time. It's fine. It's fine. One of the things to be careful of when you're peeling is that you don't get your fingers stuck to something and then pull up and all your bits go everywhere. It's just something you have to be careful about with shaker cards. That's really kind of their big delicacy. Then we'll be ready to decorate our front. Yay! So, I might get to it. I don't know if I'll get to the white gel pen. I think it was such a nice little detail on the, okay, I'm going to hold it here to pull up this last one. And let's just go around this with some glue. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Everybody, say a prayer. Say a little prayer. All right. We want to make sure this goes on even. I am going to bring it down here to where it's even and flush with the mat. That way I kind of have an idea of where I need it to be going. Let the rest fall. Very nice, very nice. And there it is. So the thing I really want the most is to press around my shaker area. So you just want to make sure that's on good. I am going to, from the tape, I do have a little residue, and so I'm just going to gently lift that off real quick before I continue and get stuff on here. All right, there it is, folks. Hip, hip. And those do fall. And so, yeah, it filled up a little bit more than the other one. So I do like how you can tell a little bit better that it's a shaker. So, yay. Super cute. I like that. I love you can see the stars. So cute. All right. Let's get to it. We have a balloon, and I'm going to put that it goes on dimension. I do have some more stamping to do with our sentiment. I am going to do the same thing on the inside of the card, just to let you know. I may or may not have time to get to that. Just kind of depends on what's happening in the shop. I know Lori probably need to go. So I'm going to put that on the balloon. So I'm using a glue dot, And I'm putting it right here above this little part here. And I'm just going to peel that off. And my balloon is going to stick, or my string, my twine is going to stick to that. And I'm going to put a little bit of glue. Right there so that it will stay down right there in the middle. And we'll put that on dimension. So just taking a once over, we'll get our 2 sentiments stamped. I'm going to use some thinner dimension, not as thick, because we got a lot of thickness. This is a card that you probably would prefer to hand in person because it is so thick with the shaker bits on it. So we're going to put congrats. Oh, we're not going to put that down yet. We got to get our gown on. What am I thinking? That'll go on here in a sec. Okay, let's put our gown and our graduation cap down. I'm going to double up for the cap, and I'm just folding this over to get some double. I can get this out of the way. So let's get the cap going. Then we know where to put our gown. The bottom half of that gown is actually going to be tucked out from the bottom of our sentiment. So, and I'm going to go this direction with it right there. We need room for our star balloon. It's going to kind of come up a little bit higher. So perfect. Okay. I could probably move that down a little, but that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And then this way we kind of know where we're going with our sentiment, our glasses, our diploma, all of that stuff. And then we're going to stamp. We're going to get our sentiment stamped. Both of those. We'll do both of those next. Yeah, we need, I'm going to give it a cut here. Just kind of cut off that much. And we'll just kind of judge it based on the sentiment. So here we go. I can toss that now. And go over here. All right, let's do some sentiments. Since I have this out, let's just use it. I usually put that mat between them. All right. I'm going to go ahead. I don't remember what set this is from the Congrats Grad. I think it might be from... I'll make sure I link it. I'm using the one I got from the set that came for the retailers. It has a mishmash of different sentiments from different stuff in the release. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. but this is a Lawn Fawn. So we'll take that out, stick that there, get some black. Miss Lori, could you bring me some black cardstock? Smooth, yes, smooth black cardstock, please. Thank you. I forgot to put that in my stuff.
Where is the smooth?
It's in that bin that the neutrals are in. Oh, you already put it away. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of trapped though.
Well,
I guess you needed to rescue me.
I was
anyway.
gonna say, I'm not sure that you could have gotten to it any which way.
I'll scrap this. This is perfect. That's perfect. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay. I am going to get some powder on this. So it's not got very much static, and it will heat emboss really nicely this way. Okay. Let's stamp it with Versamark. This set is coming from Catherine Pooler. It is the Getaway One-Liner Sentiment Stamp Set. And the inside is stamped with all the best on your next big thing. We did this with the camper. The time spent with you is the best time spent. I believe that's what we did. I don't remember. Happy trails to you. Maybe that was it. But we're going to do You Earned This. I did want to show you something. I don't want to forget to show you something really cool about these Altenew dies. So You've Earned This. We're going to pop it about right here. Take that out and pick that up. There we go. Hooray! I know. I know. It's anytime you get things on straight, it's such a big relief. Okay. And I think I got it really good. Okay. We got some opaque bright white. We'll take this out. Put this back in so we don't lose it. And here we go. Okay, we're good. It's in the crevices here. There we go. Should get the spare stuff out. The heat tool. There you are. Let's see. Plug you in here. Let's not knock over. The light. It's kind of important. Get that good and heat it up. I think I've got it. There it is. It's done. It's cooked. All cooked. Now that powder is on there just a bit, so we'll just kind of wipe that down. And I'm going to die cut this out. I'm going to tell you what I discovered about this set. There is a shadow. Each one of these, the skinnies, has a shadow. Look at that. There's a frame. I did not know that about that set until I put that on there. That is so super cool. Anyway, we're not doing a shadow with this, but I will do it on the inside. I don't know that I will get to the inside of the card for this live, but just know I'll take pictures. And literally, it just goes across. This will go across. I'll just glue it only here and here and here. I'll stamp that sentiment. Use this shadow to go behind the sentiment. And it'll go just like that on the inside. It'll be so cute. And I'll post a picture of it over on Facebook so that you can see that. I'm going to use you. Excuse my head if it's down there in the way. I apologize. This Spellbinders tape does not leave the sticky residue behind. That's kind of nice. Although the white tape is nice because it's not quite... I said I was done die cutting, didn't I? Ha! I wasn't telling all the truth. You know what? Hey, Lori. I'm so sorry. Can you bring me the Scout? I just don't want to bring... I keep forgetting to bring that Scout with me on live. I need to just remember it. Thank you, dear. You're awesome.
I knew where it was.
This time. Yay. It's just not as cumbersome to deal with this because we need to move through this quickly. All right. Let's move you. Now, hip hip. Now I feel like we're kind of making the progress that we need. Okay. So we're going to do this kind of at an angle, which means this part is going to extend out from it. So I need to place this accordingly. So we'll just kind of do a dry fit. And because it's at an angle, this part's going to come up and that part's going to come down. But I'm going to bring it this direction. And now it's going to be just a smidgen longer. And I'm going to just glue that on. Glue that down, hold it. And I did glue this straight to so now this is going to go over the top, straight down, no dimension, just like so. I just decided I'm going to turn it the other way. Yeah, it's fine. Looks good. Okay. Glasses are going down. The diploma will go next. Oh, I did do that. Oh, will it come up? Is it still? I think it's removable, guys. I forgot about my diploma. I need to bring it. I think I do need to do it that way because of the diploma. So I'm going to bring that up a little differently. I forgot. There we go. Yay. Bring it down just a smidge more. Our diploma goes there. And it goes on a little bit of dimension. And it's going to go on skinny dimension. Just like that. Right here. Perfect. I think I'm going to turn it the other way. Just a little. Nope, I'm going to turn it this way because we had a little gap there. Excellent. Glasses go down. Hope you guys can see. Maybe I'll bring it in a little. There. And all of our these are so fun. I have decided that I do like this better without all of the white accents. Bring this right here on the edge. Perfect. I put some sparkle spots on the outside of things. Where did my congrats grad go? There you are. I just cut this part by hand. I lost my balloon. Here it is. I just cut that by hand as nice as I could. So straight up. There we go. That's cute. And it is going on at an angle, so if it's not perfect, it's fine. Cute, cute, cute. That is next. So, you know, I'm almost really tempted to just kind of leave that hanging, but for my luck, it would just get hung up on something. So we're just going to pop that there. We're going to do our little loop-de-loo down over here. Oh, that's so cute, though. Just kind of let it hang. So I'll put glue right here in the first place to hold it down. Was that my first loop? There. And then I'll just kind of glue this one right here down at the end. You could use glue dots. Hold that there. and it should stay. I probably should use a little bit of glue right here, right on top, to kind of hold those two together. And that's good. All right, okay, we got a little bit more time. Thanks for hanging in there, you guys. Being patient. This has got a lot of stuff going on in it. Okay, let's glue. I don't have very much room to glue that there like I did on the other one. Let's see about the other piece. Is it skinnier? Maybe we could do that one there. Maybe just kind of, we could cut it, couldn't we? Let's do that. We're gonna cut it right here. The other thing I did bring down with a black pen. I brought down my balloon strings, and I might do that on this one. I don't know. I'm thinking this would be really, really cute if we did a little streamer here over between these balloons, and then the rest of that one would be really cute right here, like that. Let's do that. So let's bring it up. And this one can come over here. Just like this. Whoop. Glue on the finger. There's that. And I had some. I might like this with, I might just like this plain, like it is. And not so much outside bling on it. Because there's a lot going on. I don't know that we need any more. Sometimes I get a little out of control when it comes to bling. Imagine that. Here. Where did my star go? There you are. I'm going to put this star kind of right here. And the only other thing what you think? You like it? It's got lots of shimmer and shine in it. It's so fun. Yay! All right. The only thing I think I might do, of course, the inside pocket. I'll do that real quick, but I might not go to stamping it. I think I'm going to be done. Is that I will probably do those strings. I just didn't put a black pen in my stash over here. I'd have to go up to the front to get a black pen for that. So, but I'll show you kind of how I did that. I mean, you bring that down just a little so that you have room to put something in there. And then I would put this down and the sentiment over it. Really cute. So with those balloons, you can use a ruler and just use your ruler to get your straight line, or I used a piece of cardstock. That's how I did mine. Let's scooch you over a little. Eyeballing it here. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, I literally took a piece of cardstock and I just drew my lines down on all of. I actually did it last too, so it shouldn't be a problem to add those in there. And then the gel pen for the highlights on the balloons, and that's it. Love the purple and black. Thank you. Love it. I do too. I love it too. It's got lots of, it does feel like a celebration card for sure. I might bring that down. Actually, I'm going to bring out, yeah, that sticking up is not going to work for me. So hold that tassel down. Anyway. All right, guys. Yep, yep, yep. Thanks for joining me. I put my bling on there too. And then I think that's good. I think it's done. I appreciate you guys hanging in there and joining me today. What a fun card. And we will be here again next week. And I believe I'm gonna do a Father's Day card next week. That'll be fun. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a blessed rest of